Do you know what the Amazon effect is? No, it's not about trees in Brazil. It's about the great retailer Amazon, which we all think we're familiar with, but do we really know what its effect on e-commerce is? I would venture not, but in Trends 2022, today we're going to talk to a person who knows all the ins and outs of the Amazon effect and how it will affect your business this year. Our guest today is Malik McCray, who is the CEO of Simpliworks.
Thank you very much.
Glad to have you here today. Tell us a little bit about Simpliworks and how it relates to the Amazon effect.
Absolutely. So Simpliworks is a promotion platform for small businesses. Essentially what we do is we help businesses get online. We also help them scale online and kind of navigate the complexities of the Amazon platform.
So you're an assister to help people who either advertise or work or sell on Amazon to be better at it, right?
That's exactly right.
Cool. Well, so, not everyone, including me, knows what 800-pound gorilla Amazon is in the e-commerce world.
Right.
Can you give us some facts and figures, a little market overview, if you will, of how big Amazon is in this area?
Yeah, so Amazon represents about 41% of the e-commerce market share. But what's most important about their ownership is the impact they have on customers. 74% of customer searches actually start on Amazon, not Google, when it comes to new product searches.
Wow, that's impressive. So they've maintained this market. If I remember briefly looking at my history, Amazon started in the late 60s. And when I was coming along, it was about selling books. Now, obviously, they sell and ship anything, but tell me about how do they, in fact, make a presence known? What's so good about Amazon?
Yeah, absolutely. So it did absolutely start with books. Jeff Bezos in his garage, what he had was an idea to make products accessible online. So a big launching pad for Amazon was as they started to build up their infrastructure, which is primarily shipping logistics. That's one of the things that people don't realize what made Amazon what it is today is their investment into quick access to products. Before Amazon got started, we would wait 30, 60 days sometimes to get a good online. And in those instances, it was often more advantageous just to go to the store and buy goods. So when Amazon came in and they started to work that shipping time down, 7 days, 2 days, and now 1 day, same day, and even some instances, people said, hey, why leave my couch when, I can get a product delivered to me same day in just a couple hours?
You just quoted my wife during the Christmas season.
My mom as well. She had multiple packages a day.
She said, this made Christmas shopping wonderful. Yes. So what has been the impact on the brick and mortar retailers that are out there to spend obviously a lot of dollars each month on infrastructure? What has been the impact of Amazon on those folks, and what trends do you see? Is it going to continue in 2022?
Right, absolutely. So a lot of people will think that Amazon is countering or hurting the brick and mortar retail space. But how I feel is, or what I think in my opinion, is that Amazon is just evolving traditional retail. This was a natural progression, and it just accelerated, with Amazon's access.
It's the next step, right?
It's the next natural step, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, with everything. And, so today brick and mortar retailers, kind of how Amazon is impacting them, it's just giving them an opportunity now to get to contact or access their customers directly. So traditional brick and mortar sellers, instead of selling to a middleman or a distributor, they're saying, hey, why don't I get online on Amazon and sell directly to my customers? It allows me to capture more margin, allows me to understand what my customers are saying, have a lot more control over my brand, my messaging. And that's what's been very, very attractive to this, next generation of retailer that's moving online today.
So it's a whole new marketing arena and way that you approach your customer and how you get people to keep coming back to you, isn't it?
Absolutely, and you touched on it spot on there. It's the customer, so it's not necessarily an option, when your customers are saying, hey, I'd rather buy online and I'd rather consume products on a marketplace that I'm already shopping on for my other goods. So when, as a brand owner, when your customers are looking for your products on Amazon and they can't find you, the natural thing for them to do is to go to the next guy in line. And you miss that sale, exactly right.
Well, one of the words that I've heard, or phrases I should say, is pay to play. Now, in the Navy, that meant a little different thing than this does, right? But I'm an old Navy guy, so it's hard. But when referring to the Amazon model, they use the model of pay to play.
Right.
What does that mean, and how does that affect businesses wanting to be on Amazon?
Right. Yeah, so that mostly relates to the advertising element of Amazon. So you have your retail marketplace, but for businesses or sellers, they also have to, invest into the channel. So in theory, Amazon's free to play. You pay your $39.99 membership and you can sell on Amazon. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to generate traffic or eyeballs to your products by just being there. So when they say Amazon is a pay-to-play platform, they're saying that in order for Amazon to reward you with customers or eyeballs or traffic, you need to invest in the advertising and the promotion to drive that traffic.
So just like a normal business, if you don't advertise and don't play in the marketplace or get exposure, you're just not going to get the traffic you need, and that's even more accentuated in the Amazon model, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you want to advertise, you pay to play, right?
Well
That's
said.
good. So how is Amazon positioning itself in 2022? Have you noticed any trends or with its customers and with its advertisers that are any different, or are they just holding on to a good model and continuing forward?
That's a good question. Some of the things that I like to research more into is some of the not so obvious moves or strategies that Amazon's taken on. Specifically in logistics, shipping. Now they represent 21% of all parcels shipped in the U.S. They pass FedEx. They're continuing to acquire market share, and that's just one piece of their master plan. And the other element of that, which is probably a bit more familiar to brand owners, is what they're doing in the advertising space. So they're an advertiser will see much better returns on Amazon than traditionally on Google or other platforms. And so within this space, or kind of what Amazon's doing now, is how do we bring more business owners to the platform to invest in the advertising? And that's an evolving channel for Amazon. It's 10% of all digital ad spend is going to Amazon, and Google's is much further beyond. So it'll be interesting to see how rapidly Amazon continues to invest into advertising software, advertising tools, insights. That's what we've all been asking for. We need more insight into the platform so that we can make informed decisions on where we're putting our ad dollars.
So the digital marketing VP of Umpty Scratch Big Company may in fact be able to ascertain those trends and allocate his or her budget share to a little more here, a little more there within Amazon, and have the statistics and the metrics to do that. But Joe, entrepreneur here, or Ernie entrepreneur, is not as likely to understand that whole thing, but they can still build a brand if they're willing to do their research and the stuff is there. And I think that's what you're saying is education is an important part for Amazon to continue educating that ongoing market, right?
Yes, to an extent.
As an advertiser, not just as a seller.
Yes, that's what we like, right? We like for Amazon to give us the insights and the tools we need, but they're, the slower moving progression of those that knowledge base, or that knowledge center, is what's created opportunities, for Simpliworks, other companies as well, to support that seller and have a more dedicated commitment to the seller, as opposed to, which is Amazon's top priority, the consumer, the buyer.
So that's what I guess I was hinting at a little bit. There are lots of help out there that companies can use if they don't have the organic staff inside, right? So how would Simpliworks help me as an entrepreneur?
Absolutely. So primarily where we focus is in advertising. We provide the essentials. We want a new to brand or a new to channel advertiser to be in good position to have a fighting chance. So it's exciting to say, okay, I'm ready to get on Amazon, but if you don't know the minimum requirements to be successful, it's not like selling on your own website. It's not like selling in a brick and mortar store. You're competing. You're competing with thousands of products in a lot of these categories. So when you come to the show, you need to be dressed up. You need to understand what drives the algorithms, what drives success on the platform, and you need to be doing those things to be successful.
And you need to have the right amount of cash in hand.
You gotta have the cash. You don't have a budget. It may not be the best time to scale that platform, but what I always say, it's always worthwhile to still participate or be on that platform.
So throughout the whole spectrum, what is the main advantage of being a player on Amazon?
The exposure, and especially as more consumers buy online, the big thing for a business owner in 2022 and beyond is how close can you get to creating that retail experience online. So a customer typically is able to interact with the product and really feel and engage with it when they're in the store, and oftentimes they'll travel to the store and still buy on Amazon. But when you have those customers that are shopping online, you need a high quality listing. So what that means is a persuasive copy that highlights the features of what you're selling. You need gallery photos, you need high quality images so that consumers have confidence that this is a brand, and not just a product on the marketplace. And of course you need strategic advertising, just as we say, it's pay to play to really be successful on that platform.
Keep the awareness up, make it just like I'm looking at stuff on the rack, because I'm not sure if purple means purple or is it something else.
Exactly,
right?
that's
So
right.
like you said, good quality photography. So going back to me, I'm just talking about a better advertiser. When you advertise, and what's the advantage of advertising more and more participation as how are they going to do better if they participate as a bigger advertiser on Amazon?
Right. So question.
Is it the same awareness? Is this increased awareness because you're getting more of the same stuff, right?
Right. Absolutely. So one of the benefits, so it's not all bad with advertising. One of the benefits of the marketplace is they have what's called an organic ranking system. And so why it's, pay to play or pay to win is because as you invest more into advertisements, it boosts what's called your organic rankings. And so for a consumer, most consumers aren't going to navigate past the first or second page of search results. So as you're starting to convert more on specific keywords or search queries, you're going to rank better and better on the platform. And as you get those organic ranks, now you can invest less into competing because you've proven that the market wants your product and that you can fulfill the demand of the needs of that consumer.
Outstanding. Well, my grandpa said, you must be an expert. And I said, if you take expert and break it down, X is has been in the past and spurts of drip under pressure. So you don't want to be a has been drip under pressure. You're one of the current guys here that knows what's going on. So would you sum it up for our folks out watching this video and kind of deciding what kind of budget to allocate or to even play or how? What are some things that you need to think about in the Amazon trend that's going to benefit you?
Yeah, so some of the tips that I would advise, new to Amazon sellers is to invest first into your presence. And what that means is making sure you're dressed for the ball. You have a fully optimized listing with copy, high quality gallery photos and images, and as well that you're making sure that you're doing your best to recreate that retail experience online. So customers that are shopping traditionally in stores, they like to interact and engage with the product And so your job as a brand owner, as an advertiser, is how do you recreate that experience as best as possible online? Secondly, what I'd recommend is to really try your best to understand how the platform works, how to manage your budgets. A lot of times, many sellers getting started, they don't understand some of the payouts and some of the expenses involved with the platform, and they find themselves in a less than profitable position. So understand after is your metrics, what Amazon is taking from you, as well, and understand your margins. And lastly, what I'd recommend for advertisers is if you're really looking to compete on the platform, you must be investing into advertising. The lowest or the low-hanging fruit is going to be your sponsored products, which are going to be search-driven advertising. And what that means is when a customer comes and they search for a product like yours or yours specifically, your advertisement or your product is appearing in those results. Those are the three basic principles of understanding the platform. And once you get those down to an understanding, you're able to now take on more advanced approaches to really growing and scaling on the platform.
Great, good summary. Well, thank you so much for today being our non-expert, but being the guy in the know about the Amazon trend and giving our audience a good perspective of how much it does to think and play on Amazon and take advantage of that Amazon trend.